Hey guys, welcome to Waste Not Wednesday. We go live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time to take junk, discarded items, thrifted items, and turn them into home decor that we sell for a profit at JamieRayVintage.com and in our retail store in Lehi, Utah. Today we are working on more thrift flips, so it's like a Paint-A-Palooza extended one day because we did paint a ton yesterday. But you guys bought so much of our stuff that needed to be painted last week that we just got to get caught up. Caitlin is not on here yet, but I will drop a link to the website. She had some appointments this morning, and so she'll be on here when she can. So what's up? What are you working on?
So I got just a mantle clock. This is going to get a quick makeover. Nice clean lines on this one. Probably I'm going to just paint it plaster, and then I think just to stress back some of this wood stain that's on here. It's a little darker. And then leave the gold on the face. I was trying to get the face off. It's not coming off, so we'll just have to clean it up if I get any paint on it later.
If you use like a small brush, and you're careful. I'm usually pretty good at cutting. All right, off camera, if you see in this corner over here, I did already prep one piece, got a base coat on. You guys remember that big toolbox with the drawers? We're gonna be working on that today, but before we got started, because I knew that would take a minute, I hand sanded, so like a piece of sandpaper, lightly hand sanded it and put on a coat of Americana to get that going because that's going to be a big project. While that is drying, I am going to grab, I think that we have too much paint on this that we didn't clean off, and so Zeb taped the lid on. I'm going to dry brush this basket. What I don't know is if we have the big letters to monogram the basket. So if we don't, then I'll just dry brush it. We'll monogram it later. We'll at least be that much further along in the process. Caitlin did text me. She said she'll be on in a couple of minutes. So, oh, also these are new sweatshirts that we just got in. Let me see if I can find these.
They're good. They're good.
It's a reminder.
Fall colors.
Well, this sweatshirt, I'll just link the new to JRV collection. I bought this. A lot of times I buy sweatshirts because I need them, like the love one another sweatshirt, and this says more of God, less of me. Like sometimes I think I know best. The sweatshirt is to remind me that, and it has like the scripture it references in John. So anyways, drop the link to the new to JRB collection. Everybody's just saying hello, hello, hello. Zeb, do you want to talk to them about the hype? Can you do that on a live video though?
I don't know if you can do it on a live video. YouTube just did a brand new thing. You can hype your favorite content creators, and it's just like a button on the bottom. You can do it like, I think you can do it up to 3 times in a week. But it promotes the channel. So, and it puts it on the hype page. And if you hit the top 100, they promote you for a while. If you make the top 100 on the page. I imagine there's people that are like millions of subscribers getting lots of hype from the people that watch them. But if you guys want to do that, that would be awesome. That'd really help us out, get some new friends here. And it's like, it's free, it's easy. I did it this morning on one of the channels I like to watch, and I just clicked the button. It said, do you want to promote this channel? And I was like, yes, and it was done.
I think it's free for the first 3, right?
Yeah.
You got to pay after that.
Well, I don't know if you got to pay, or maybe if you're like a YouTube Red subscriber. Or...
We are YouTube Red subscribers because I do not enjoy commercials. Somebody was asking the other day if we get paid if they do YouTube Red, which means you pay to have YouTube, so you don't have commercials, and we do. I actually think we make a little more money when YouTube Red subscribers watch our channel. So don't worry if you're paying to not have commercials. We still get paid when you watch our channel, as if there were commercials you're watching. Because I'm the same way. I watch a ton of YouTube. We watch more YouTube than we do regular TV. I mean, we don't really watch a lot of regular TV either, but when we're working on projects, we're always watching YouTube. And so I have it set up so I don't have commercials.
I was watching how to change the belt on my Polaris this morning while we were working.
Oh, are you going to do that?
I think I need to. You know how the light randomly comes on after you've been driving for like half an hour?
Oh, you think that's why?
Yeah, I think the belt is messing with the timing.
Where's the button at, Zeb?
So it'll just be, so if you're looking in vertical on your phone or your tablet, and it's not full screen, it'll be where the comment section is. It'll just be like right under the video, and it'll say, it'll have like a little button you can push, and it just says hype.
This is hurting my little fingers. Can you pinch that together?
Yes.
Fortnum F&M is like the most common. I don't know that I'm going to do F&M because I don't want to try to make a Fortner Mason knockoff because it's kind of like making a fake purse or whatever. But I might do like JR because this is our basket that we're selling and that's the shop's initials. So, but I don't know. We have big 4-inch letters. I'm just not 100% sure exactly where they're at in our.
I've been trying to put the sets of stencils in baggies so that they're all together.
I'll give it a college try when I'm done getting the dry brush on here. And if I can find it, I'll have you stencil it on there. I'm just dry brushing this because this is like a very orange basket. And I just thought it would look better if I lighten that up with a little bit of dry brush. But trying to paint a basket solid is a nightmare. You can pretty much only do it with a sprayer. So a dry brush is kind of my MO. And I actually don't really need to offload because it's only going to hit the tops anyways. I'm just going full strength painting this basket. I was offloading at the beginning, but I need to do that. So, all right. Leslie says, I also pay for YouTube. That started during the situation when she only had satellite TV. Leslie, how's the moving going? I know you're getting all packed up. You sold your house. We're not going to be moving, but we did make an offer on some land for a new project in the next 5 to 10 years.
It's in city limits and water and utilities are close. We just probably have to pay like the $1,000 or whatever to get them hooked up.
And it's going to need some tractor work. So Zeb's excited about that.
But we'll see if we get it.
We're selling another piece of property. We just lowered the price. So we're hoping that we can use those funds. If not, we'll just buy this land anyways, but it'd be really nice to sell the property we have that's further away. This one's only like 25 minutes from our house. So it'd be easier to work on.
It's close enough in town to where we're like, maybe we'll just put a little house on it and develop that and either rent it out or sell that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's down the road.
It's like 1.5 acres and it's not too far from utilities, but we'll see. The area that it's at, the city is a pain in the butt, but there's some changes happening. So we're banking on that. So we'll see. We'll let you know exactly all the details once the deal is done. And the deal is done. We don't like to give away all the secrets before the deal is done. Oh, awesome. Tracy received her IOD molds today in the UK. That's good to know that the shipping is working well. We just shipped a huge order to the UK yesterday. And I know we were talking yesterday about possibly
that was like a hot button topic
delays
yesterday
in shipping or whatever because of what tariffs and whatnot. And I looked it up. UPS is still shipping, but I did contact a company this morning to get the details on partial container shipping. And we actually have had people email us about how to do that. But this particular company is based in the UK. One of my really good friends that does a ton of container shipping uses them and trusts them. And so I'm going to reach out to them and maybe get an account set up before we get there. They also do the packing and wrapping. Can I get an amen?
Like how much more shopping could we do if we didn't have to go home about 5 o'clock and ship every night?
At night and actually possibly rest. So,
because we figured it up, we probably spend on average about $4,000 getting stuff back. So if it's not much more than that, and between like packing and supplies and bubble wrap and all that, and the actual cost to ship.
We haven't rented our car yet, so I'm going to wait to hear back because
panel van.
I won't get a panel van, but we might get like a bigger vehicle that we can fit larger things in. But like if we have furniture shipped from the UK, these are not going to be things we're selling for like $500 or $1,000. They're going to be pieces we're going to be selling for like $4,000 or $5,000. So they're going to be higher end pieces, like investment pieces or whatever. But I think people will appreciate that because some of the beautiful pine furniture, I won't be shipping any junk. Like it will only be really amazing, beautiful things. Some of the pine furniture over there is just like not stuff we can get over here. So we'll see. Sometimes when things happen, like shipping becomes a little bit more difficult because of things outside our control. Sometimes it pushes you to work harder to something you should be doing anyways.
I got to go through this Leatherman. We used it on the ocean to chop onions and stuff out on the beach, and it is stiff.
And it
Like I
smells
can't open
like onions.
I can't open all the tools. Like before, like I could just flip them out one-handed, and now I'm like having to pry them out.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I have enough white on the top because if we are going to stencil it. I'm like, worst case scenario, we always bring suitcases. We'll just be really particular and we'll only buy small items. So that way we can have more quantity.
Just fly it all home.
And fly it all home with us. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's not an actual song. I just made that up. But that's what my mom always says. I was using some quotes the other day, and so I was like, you do realize that when you say you don't have two nickels to rub together, that you sound 900 years old. I was like, listen, my mom was 43 when she had me, so I was essentially raised by grandparents, which I loved, and they were raised just after the Depression, so some of the things I say are weird, and it's fine.
Yeah, both her parents were born in the 1930s.
Caitlin says she thought that exact phrase, where there was a will, there's a way. All right, I'm going to leave this basket over here. I guess I'll wait till Zeb gets back because I need to go get stencils, but I don't want to go off camera. I do have some other things I can do. I sold some of our silver trays. I've got to get a base coat on these. They had like something on them. They're still stained, but I did scrub off the... Thank you, Jan. The basket does look so much better with a dry brush. That like orangey color is just not bueno. I need a better brush. This one has got frayed edges and I need to be able to cut that. That brush is like really old. Let's see, everybody's good. All right, let's make sure we have questions answered. If you're new here, we're live, so it takes a while, but you get to actually see us do our projects in real time. And I don't know if there's going to be any painting on the end of Thursday's video either. We are like, Zeb is doing taxes, which means I'm handling a lot of everything else, so that way he can focus on getting that done. And I just don't know if we'll have time to paint. We'll see.
I'm discovering some repairs that needed done on this little thing.
That's probably.
I think this little cabinet sold, right?
Yeah, it did. If there is painting on the end of Thursday's video, it might not be things we buy on Thursday. It might just be things that we still need to get done because we literally have so many projects to paint from last week. This week we'll have less things that need to be painted in the haul because nothing that we bought in California or brought back is a paint project. So only things that we would possibly buy on Thursday's video will be paint projects. So it'll be less, which is good. We got to keep, you can't always be buying things that need makeovers because there's just only so much time in the day. And in the evening, when I would ordinarily be doing stuff while Zeb's doing taxes, I'm going to be helping ship at the shop because we've got to get caught up.
Well, and Thursday, I don't even have a full day Thursday because I got to get the boat ready to take to the lake.
I think I'm going to come with you. Is there room for me on the boat?
Youth. Yeah, we should have room.
Are you bringing all three adult leaders?
No, Rick can't make it, so it's just going to be me and Brian, and we don't have a ton of boys this age, so.
All right. Then I'll get somebody to get Jack to football because I want to go to the. I don't have time. This will be probably the last lake trip of the year, and I don't want to. Yeah,
it's cooling off. The lakes are getting cool.
And Brian's great, but he's not super assertive, so you might need another assertive adult on the boat.
Brian's fine. I love Brian.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not telling you anything you don't know.
Brian's a party. He's like one of the boys.
Yeah, he's not not taking the lead.
He's that youth leader that's like up for anything.
He's going to be on the lake.
He played professional volleyball in his former life on the beach in California, and he's a hoot.
Besides, I can drive and pull you and Brian at the same time. I don't know that he's like 6'7", so I don't know that you guys are going to go very far. So these are just silver trays. I'm painting with DIY's Americana. I'll wind up doing 2 coats, then transfer, and I'm probably going to use some of the new gold foil transfers as well because it'll look really good with this pretty gold edge. Ever Home Collection said, that's my problem. I buy too many project pieces and not enough time to get them. You cannot shop faster than your paintbrush can fly.
I'm about to clear the barn out. I was looking, I'm like, you know what? Let's just sell these at yard sale prices because that's what we got them at and move on.
Well, some of them I could, if you got to them, I could paint them.
Well, a lot of them we haven't painted because we just don't have room for pieces that size in the shop.
Well, and I think there's better pieces in the garage than we might have in the shop. So we could swap out things that aren't my favorite in the shop for better things in the barn.
Okay. We got that one Oregon that's like pretty much gutted that we need to finish and make a desk or something out of. It's cool. It's
that
from
one's
like
cool. We got a bed that we need to make.
It's from the early 1900s. All right, I'm gonna take this clock outside. We're gonna have to do 2 coats. This is what 1 coat looks like. Oh, I missed the spot down here. I'm just gonna get that little brush. Glad I picked it up. Okay. So this is what 1 coat looks like of the plaster over like a shiny wood piece. Oops, gonna drop it.
One of the things that I always suggest to people, and I think this one will work for Leslie because she likes to buy the stuff but doesn't always use it. Don't say, oh, I got to use all this before I buy anymore. Say, I got to use 4 things and then I'll let myself buy 1 thing. And if you keep doing that, using more than you're buying, eventually you will be using up your products. But I feel like when we say, oh, I have to have this all the way done, all the way gone through before I buy anymore, that's not realistic. And then what happens is you finally give up, you shop, and then you're not getting your projects done. So just say, if I use 4 of these projects, even if I don't use all of them or products, if I use 4 of them, then I'll let myself buy something new, you know, and kind of little reward system. I do that when I'm like cleaning. I was talking to somebody last night and I said, I really need to clean my pantry. It'd probably only take me about 45 minutes to make it manageable. I'm not going to deep clean it. And I said, what I do is I set a timer and then I give myself a little treat. Like when I'm done, I'm gonna have a bowl of ice cream or a milkshake or something.
When I'm done with taxes, I'm taking myself to Shields.
Oh, are you going to buy yourself a little hunting paraphernalia?
Well, they already have something that's been delivered.
Oh,
they're about to ship it back. I got an email. Hey,
I see. You've already
we're going to ship this back
prize.
if you don't come pick it up.
I feel like that's reasonable. Sometimes if I'm doing a big project, I'll be like, you can get a new pair of shoes. I do that with my closet. I did not allow myself to buy things, clothes for a while till I cleaned out some pieces. And now I'm going to kind of be on a freeze again until I clean out more pieces in my closet. So it keeps me in check. All right, I got another one done.
Oh, that's really good with the gold around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have all my projects are being worked on. Do we have more? Oh, you know what? Be entertaining. I'm going to look for the stencil, the letter stencils.
Would you like me to dance or?
Well, I might be over here for a minute going through the stencils.
Oh, okay, you're going to find the big letters?
Yeah, I'm going to look for the letters.
Okay, got it.
So you're on your own over there. I might throw in some anecdotes, but I'm like an invisible person behind the camera.
Zeb, you knew you would succeed at taxes, so you went ahead and ordered that already. That's what they said.
Actually, Jamie's like, buy yourself something nice for our anniversary, and that's what happened.
Oh, that's for the anniversary. So you got to buy yourself something else for the taxes.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't need to. I have to be careful, or I'm gonna have to get another gun safe.
Oh, yeah, we don't need that. We don't even have a gun safe. It's we upcycled a broken refrigerator with a giant padlock on it. It works. It works.
Yeah, you guys remember when we had to replace the fridge and the freezer because the freezer was kind of working, but the fridge went out, and then they didn't have the same model anymore, so we couldn't buy just one. So we had to get all new fridge and freezer to fit in our fridge garage over there to match that size. And I just turned one of them into a gun safe.
Angela just says she's a prepper. She's stockpiling the good stuff because eventually she won't have the funds for it, and she wants to make sure she's spending her money on what she wants. I feel that. I feel that on so many levels. Let's see. Somebody said how to paint shiny pottery. Go ahead and go on the website, get Salvation Solution. We only have white right now, but you can use white or clear. Paint it with white Salvation Solution, let it dry overnight, and then you can paint it with Cottage color or the DIY paint, and it will stick very well. Which is better to use, tung oil or hemp oil? I think if you want it to dry harder, I like the tung oil. If you want it to have more of a flexible finish, like a like on a cutting board, than hemp oil. But either one of them work just fine.
So tung oil is traditionally used to seal oak and hardwood flooring.
Oh,
Like
Nancy said if we buy that land, that could be your reward for doing taxes.
That's a business investment.
I'm like, that's an investment. That's actually retirement. Some people put money in a 401k. Zeb and I like to buy land.
It's land that like we never buy a piece of land that we wouldn't keep if we ended up like not being able to sell it, or like we always like all the pieces enough that we would keep them or improve them for ourselves. But it's all up for sale at some point right now.
No, it's retirement investment. Like
I mean, if someone came and offered me enough on this house, I'd be like, all right.
And we didn't buy any land last year. We try to buy a piece every year, and last year we didn't buy anything, so we need to buy more because eventually we do need to retire someday.
We always find like it's like buying the house on the street that needs the most work.
We buy the cheapest land in the county.
We try to find the best neighborhood, the worst piece of property in the best neighborhood kind of situation.
We were definitely off-roading yesterday. I was like, are we going to roll the truck?
We did get in. I had to put it in 4 low, and we were on 2 tires at one point. The road needs improvement. We'll say that.
Let's just say life with Zeb can be entertaining. It's not all puppy dogs and rainbows.
She's like, she's like, I didn't need my life to be that spicy this afternoon.
Do you ever have a day that you just don't want to do projects? Hi from Germany. Yeah, I mean, we don't work on Sunday. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm not in the mood, but
I mean, it's kind of like going to work, right? Like if you have a 9-to-5 job, you can't call in sick every day or you're not going to have that job.
I am way more motivated though to paint when we're live with you guys than off camera.
Oh, I've been
like when the camera turns off, I swear it takes me like 40 times longer to get anything finished. But when I'm sitting here yakking with you guys, it's like hanging out with friends. So it's fun. But yeah, no, sometimes. And there are some projects like these kind of projects, they're chill, right? Like I'm just sitting here with a paintbrush, drinking my protein shake. But there are like cleaning projects or like repair projects or, you know, there are some of those projects I don't want to do. But Zeb loves projects of all kinds. I'm a little better at relaxing.
I really enjoy seeing like progress.
Actually, I was talking to Kelly last night and she was telling me that when she's working on something, sometimes she sets up her camera and puts it on a time lapse when she's organizing and cleaning a space so she can watch the progress later. I was like, really? Okay. If that's what gets you motivated, I mean, there's no way I'm setting up a camera to film myself doing something that I'm not going to create content with. But I actually thought that was pretty brilliant. You know, if you like to watch videos of people cleaning, then that might be a way to get yourself motivated. Set that camera up on a time lapse and just go to town. And then later when you're in bed, you can look at your video and be like, wow, look what I did. It's me. I'm watching myself instead of somebody else.
All right. So I got our box of stencils. This is how we currently have them organized. Feel free to judge. It's fine. I'll accept it. But I'm like, you know, I can do this over here. I can do it on camera with you guys and you can watch me struggle.
We have hundreds of stencils.
Are these big enough? I think those are actually a good size.
I think we make one slightly bigger, but
yeah, we do have a bigger
I have a
size.
pie top table that varnish is cracked. How would you fix that? What are you wanting to do to the? I would sand the varnish and then paint it, but I mean, it depends on what you want to finish it with.
So these are the 3-inch letters.
Vicky says you get your finished projects posted pretty fast. Yeah, well, you can't sell what you don't post. So I always when I look at piles of stuff I haven't done, I'm like, that is so much money just sitting there. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I am very motivated to make money. I get that from my dad. He was an entrepreneur and he worked for some very successful entrepreneurs. Larry Bertrand owned the housing development that my dad eventually wound up being a partner in. And he really set my dad up because my dad didn't have anything. He didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. He didn't even have he went to like 7th or 8th grade education, no high school education, couldn't read in his early years. He did start reading the scriptures, and he taught himself how to read in his like 60s. But Larry gave him some advice. He used to complain that my mom spent too much money, and Larry said, well, that's easy, just make more money. And obviously you can't always make more money. However, I do think sometimes, like when Zeb and I have something that we need, or like the other day we were talking about, or that we want, we were talking about boot camp, right? I needed money. Rather than stress out about it, we just went and painted pianos. And I feel like it's kind of the same way when we start to like notice, okay, we need these funds for our business, or we've got to make this repair on the shop. It's going to be $20,000 or whatever that we got to spend. Okay, we're like looking at what we have and how can we make more money to achieve that. Like sometimes you can't work fast and furious forever, but you can work fast and furious for 6 months to accomplish a goal or whatever. And that's kind of how.
Or build a house.
Or build a house.
That ended up being like a year and 6 months. We're still working on that.
So anyways, little life tip there, because you can do more than you think. You would be surprised at how much more you can do when you really just think of, you know, what you're doing in your life. Okay, where can I find time? How can I have a better process to get things done, to give yourself more time? And then also give yourself more time to chill.
So we also have a lowercase. I think this is similar size, but the lowercase, these are 2-inch and these other ones are 3. So I was looking for letters and I'm like, these are not alphabetical order, giving me an eye twitch.
The bottom of the pie table is in great condition, so I had not thought about painting it, but that could work. It's super pretty, and it was my grandparents. Well, so what you could do too is just like sand it with fine sandpaper and see if you finish the, like, see if the crackle looks better. And then seal it with like tung oil, just clear tung oil. Because the reason why I say tung oil is because when that hardens, it's like, or oil wax, like clear oil wax, or dark oil wax if you want to darken up the finish. Because when that hardens, you could paint over it if you decided to. So those might be some good options for you. Oh, you rarely need something now. Most things can wait. Yes, most things can be figured out. Deb and I are planning ahead because we know we won't always be able to physically work and like push ourselves the way that we do, which is why we've been slowly investing in real estate, and we're just crossing our fingers. There's no guarantees in life. Well, death and taxes, but other than that, no. So we're just hoping that it winds up paying off. And it's sometimes it's kind of hard because I'm like, you know what? I could have so much more fun with the money that we use when we buy property than buying property, but I have to remind myself that it's like a better use of those funds.
Okay, I think I got them alphabetized. Remember we were missing the O and we used the Q to make the O? It's still this set.
I do not remember that. But...
And we have 2 I's. This is a different I believe. Yes, it's smaller. That one does not go with this set. Found 2 letters that don't go with this set.
I need to finish an oak table and bought your wax, but not sure it's going to be enough protection. Are you staining the oak table? Like if you want a lot of protection, I would use our Final Finishes sealer. Oil wax, you can put a few coats on and it'll be good too.
You can get wax to be like amazingly durable, but you know, get a car buffer.
Lots of buffing, lots of layers.
Because you're going to wear your elbow out because you got to buff. Because the idea is you got to work the wax down into whatever porous paint or wood or material that you're putting the wax on. And until you fill all those pores, it's not going to be super durable like you want. So we used to have a lady that worked for us and she didn't like the way we buffed furniture. And so when she had downtime at the shop or when customers were there and she didn't really have anything else to be doing, she would buff. And man, those things were like high gloss finish wax, right? But it takes time and a lot of effort, but it can be done.
She reminded me a lot of Maria. Like you want to find a hard worker, get yourself a Mexican grandma. We were in California this weekend and we were talking to my friend Lily, and her boyfriend is Hispanic. He's Mexican. And he like is a hard worker. He does moving and he hires laborers. And Zeb was talking to him about all the stuff. He's like, man, you guys sound a lot like us. Like you're a hard worker. I was like, you need something done. Get some Mexicans or some Mormons. You can make mountains move. And he just laughed. It was so funny. I'm like, such hard workers, such hard workers. I'm not saying that there's other races that aren't hard workers, but it has been our experience that 2 times we have had a couple of Mexican grandmas, man. They whipped the entire shop into shape. We Miss Maria. I can't remember what the other cute lady's name was.
It's been so long now.
It's been so long.
She moved to Tucson on us.
Yeah, for family, which, you know, it's worth it. And I don't know if a lot of you guys.
And they got a lot of spunk. They're like.
I grew up in California, right next to the border, so I spent so much time immersed in that culture, and it's very precious to me. And I feel like I can speak to it a little differently just because I was immersed in it for many, many years.
So you just want to put JR on this top and the side?
Yeah. Sounds good. So JR on the front and then JR on the top.
Okay.
Oh, also probably some of you guys might know when I say Mexicans and Mormons, we're Mormon. Well, we belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but most of the world just our nickname is called Mormons. So I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, not including myself in that. Jan says, I love buffing wax. It looks great. I miss seeing Maria. She was so great. I hope she's doing well. She is doing well. I need to text her. Like, she's commented on some of our stuff. I just want to text her. Just really check.
We talk to her about once every month or so.
Yeah.
Stay in touch. She really loved living here in Utah, but all her family's in California, and she had grandchildren and some kids that needed some help. And so she's like, you know what? I got to go, guys. And we were super sad, but we understand. She was great because she used to run a whole post office. She's a retired postmaster.
This is going to take me a little longer on these ruffled edges.
She was teaching us how to do stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes she struggled with technology, but it worked out because Keziah did well with technology. She does well. She still works for us.
All right. Can they see what I'm doing over here?
You need to go further forward. Okay, there you go. That's perfect.
You can see it.
Yep, and I'm just painting Americana, so I'm not doing anything exciting over here.
I really am. I'm just going to eyeball this, I think. It's a basket, and it's very organic. And there's, I need to get my, I think, do we have anvil out?
I do not have anvil out. Oops. Hey, Denise. Okay, let's see. We have somebody that commented on buying property. Jamie, this is Missy Yoder. My dad was very successful. He started out with nothing and built a business with property. He always said invest in property. He was a very, very smart man. The thing with property is you can get yourself in trouble, so you need to be careful.
It doesn't always, it's not very liquid. It doesn't always sell fast.
If you don't have the money to do without what you're putting in the property, then do not buy the property. But we use money that we would be investing in a retirement account, and instead we've invested in property. We do have a small retirement account that's got started.
I started it back up. We cleared out my 401k from the tire shop.
Yeah, that's how our retirement is how we started Jamie Ray Vintage. Still think that was a positive choice because I feel like we'll make more money from this than we would have ever made out of that retirement account.
I had 15 years of 401k built up, and then, blink of an eye, that was gone.
So our dishwasher, we didn't do anything. That's just brushed stainless steel, and it pairs perfectly with provincial paint. So if you're wanting to paint your kitchen cabinets and get appliances that match your cabinets, a brushed stainless steel, obviously you can see right here, and provincial look really good. And same thing with our stove. The stainless on the stove is all brushed, and so it almost looks like the same color of our cabinets. And then we took the brass knobs and carried those over on our cabinets, so we didn't really have to do anything to kind of make it blend.
I don't know. I don't know if I like that.
Let me see.
It's not a very tight.
No, it's fine. That's how the stencils are.
Okay. It's making my eye twitch because it didn't all go down on.
Sandra says to get on the property ladder here in UK, you have to have like 20% of asking price for deposit, which is normally out of range for young people. So if we were buying property with housing on it, we couldn't afford to do that. Like it's too expensive. Like we would have to come up with, it's 30% down for investment property. So on a $500,000 house, which is pretty average around here, that's $150,000. We're not in that kind of position. So what we did was the first piece of land we bought, we paid cash for it, and it was $17,000. And then we did some improvements, and a year later we were able to sell it for $30-something thousand.
34.
And then we took out our initial investment of $17,000 and put that back in the business. And then we took that $17,000 and basically used free money, right? We just used the appreciation.
It wasn't free.
It wasn't free, but we used the appreciation.
We did some work on that property.
We used the appreciation and sweat equity we put in that property. And all we did was dirt work. And we bought another piece of property free and clear that's now worth quite a bit. We're actually selling it under market value, and we have it listed for $40,000, and we paid $17,000, and it's still under market value. So hopefully it'll sell fast. It's a little bit of slow market. And then our goal is to sell that for the $40,000. And then we're going to take a $20,000 out of our property holding company and buy a piece for $60,000. So we will own that free and clear. And then we have 40 acres that we were able to get owner financing on. And we only paid $100,000 for 40 acres, only half an hour out of town. And it's now worth probably somewhere in the like
five to 600.
5 to 600,000. But
we can't get to it, so it doesn't matter.
We can't get to it, so that doesn't matter. But there's some things happening where we have it that we're hoping it'll be worth like in the millions, and then that we'll use for retirement. And we were able to just put 20% down on that, and the seller carried the rest. So we just have a note on that, but the payment's not too bad. So that's how we got into the game. And you never know. Sometimes if you buy things that aren't as desirable at the time, you can get sellers to carry notes. Now, I don't know in the UK if sellers are allowed to carry notes. I don't know what the laws are on that. But here in the US, if the seller owns a property free and clear, then they can carry the note so you don't have to go to a bank. And usually if it's raw land and they don't need the money right away and you put a decent amount down, they'll carry the note for you. Especially if you have good credit. Ironically, when
that's how my dad sold his RV park. He's seller carry on that. When
we bought the 40 acres, ironically, they did not even ask to pull our credit. We have good credit, but that's crazy. I wouldn't seller carry without that. Anyways, there you go.
The nice thing about seller carry, though, is if they default on the loan, it just comes back to you and you made whatever they paid.
It sucks because then you would have to take something back. Yeah. And I'm not saying this to make anybody feel, oh my gosh, they're doing so much, they have so much. I'm just telling you guys this because I feel like this is really good. It's upcycling. Really, it is. It's the same as like thrifting and stuff. We started Jamie Ray Vintage with like $5. I bought something. I sold it for $20. Then I took that $20 and I bought 2 things and sold them for $100 and built that way. And it is something that you can do. And then we built a business over 10 years. And now we can take and invest in our own retirement by buying land. But even then, we're buying things that are, you know, not the fanciest. And we spend a lot of time looking for property. If it's easy to find, then anybody's going to buy it, right? So you got to find the things that nobody's looking for.
Well, a lot of times I find property that's not for sale and we just approach people. And
our seller carry does have interest, but I think it's like 6%. It's pretty low. And we only did a 15-year note, so we're paying down a decent amount of principal on that land.
That actually looks good from far away. It follows the 6-foot rule of art. From 6 feet back, it looks amazing.
Well, we'll lightly distress it. We're probably telling them like real estate guru stuff. You know, when you see those people are like, we'll teach you how to make money in real estate, and they charge you $5,000 to go to their
We didn't take any courses. We just got lucky.
Yeah. We're just
like, maybe we could build a cabin out there. And then we're like, wait a second.
Or we could just leave it the way it is and just sell raw land.
We do some improvements. Like the other one was hard to get on.
And if the world goes to you know where, we're just going to move our camper out there and live in it because we own it free and clear.
Same thing with the camper, buy old used camper.
Yeah, our camper is not brand new either.
I feel like if you're able to put a little work into like something, you can make it a lot better and get a much better deal on something that just needs a little bit of work. And then you get to keep that value.
Don't be afraid to dream big. And when Zeb and I were growing our business, we did without a lot of things. I get a lot of people that say, oh, you look so much younger than you did when you started your business. You know why I looked rough? Because life was rough. I was washing my face with bar soap. I was not spending a lot of money on my clothing. I was not spending a lot of money on my nutrition or doctors or anything like that. I definitely wasn't buying face lotion or anything like that. Definitely not getting microneedling like we did without a lot of things. So that way we could grow and invest in our business. And if you want to succeed like no one else, then you got to be able to do the things that other people aren't willing to do.
Well, I like to do the math on the little things. Like if we cut this out, how much money will we save? And
yeah, he likes to do that with me when he's doing taxes. He's like, did you know? And I'm like, mm-mm. I don't want to know.
I don't do that much.
I tell you what, I do love a good coupon. I drive a nice car, and you know what happens when you open my glove box? There are coupons in there because that's how we decide where we're going to eat.
But, you know, little things like, let's say I was getting a soda and a candy bar twice a day every time I like drove by a gas station or stopped in at a store. That's these days, that is
a lot.
That is about, I would say probably
Blizzard every time you go by a Dairy Queen.
Stop it. Leave my blizzards out of this.
Oh, that needs to be further down, or does it have to be there because of the
Yeah, I'm going to just put it up a little higher. I think it'll be fine. It's mostly for looks. But you could literally save hundreds of dollars a month if you like find one little thing that you can convince yourself you can do without, and put that towards like not necessarily something else that's like an investment type thing. Even if you're just like got like a little Acorns account or whatever, those what's the other one? There's a couple others that help you invest, that you basically just deposit the money in and they work the stock market for you, something like that. It'll grow, it builds, does good. And we're not out here to give you guys financial advice. We're just talking, telling you what we do.
Tell you what we do. And if it helps somebody, then I would be happy about it. We actually get emails pretty regularly. People are like, I watch you, you told me to do this, and it was helpful for me. I'm not here to be like guaranteed financial advice. You should always check a financial
There's always
advisor.
a large amount of risk involved, which we are willing to take because we assess that and we're like, even if this happens, where will we be at?
Yeah. All right. So JR stands for Jamie Ray. Although, you know what I think? I think I want to dry brush the inside of that lid. I don't want to dry brush the inside of the basket, but I think the lid will look better if we dry brush it.
Okay. I'm just getting the handle back on.
I got it right here.
Did this sell? This isn't sold yet,
No,
is it?
but these fluted, ruffled edge situations here are taking way longer than I wanted.
On your painted silver?
Yes. I may not work on these again in this video. I'll work on the easier ones. So I can do something fun. Like, what did Jamie do for an hour? She painted things Americana. All right, that one's done. Americana is a pretty great color. These trays are all still drying, so I'm going to pull my toolbox that I started working on earlier and show you guys that. If I had primer, I probably would have primed it, but I did not have primer.
Out.
And,
well, we're out here at the house.
We're out here at the house. I didn't have any white primer. So I sanded that toolbox so that it had a decent amount of sheen, and it seemed to work okay.
Trying to match Jamie's dry brush, and she did a lot of
I did not wipe my brush. I just went for it because there's so much texture. You don't need to wipe it. I realized that part of the way through.
I was like, why is this not looking anything like, oh, there we go.
Yeah. See, it's because there's so much texture. It still looks great. This toolbox sold a few weeks ago, and Caitlin emailed the customer, was like, they're leaving out of town and they want to make sure they do it right. So is it okay if you wait? I'm guessing they said okay because it's still not finished yet. Even if they weren't okay with it, there's really nothing we could do. We did not have the time that it was going to take to get this done. Still not 100% positive what I'm going to do on it. If I don't have transfers that I want here, I might not finish it because I just want to make sure that I put something really good on the front. And we have some larger transfers at the shop.
Okay, this basket is
2 coats
done.
is working on this.
I'm going to go get my clock.
Okay. How do you know if they are legitimate? The people that carry. Go through a real estate agent and a title company. Never just randomly buy a piece of property. Or if you're in a place where you have an attorney, they'll help you. So a title company searches to make sure that they do indeed own the property free and clear. And then they give you title insurance, which ensures like that the property is owned free and clear and that everything is done correctly. So
it doesn't hurt that Jamie did loans and mortgages for like, what, 10, 12 years?
11 years.
11.
So I have a mortgage background. I actually did, for a while, I worked for a broker and I did private financing for people. So I really understand this world. So I guess that does help. Things have changed a lot, but.
Did you use my plaster brush? Oh no, I put it in a baggie over here. I was about to blame you on something you didn't even do.
It's all right. But yeah, always, we use a real estate agent. I have a mortgage background and I'm not out there trying to broker deals by myself. Even when we bought the shop and it wasn't listed, we actually paid a portion of my real estate agent's fees so we could use my real estate agent and her brokerage.
Yeah, because they didn't want to use an agent. They were just like, I'm like, no, we gotta get this done right. This is a commercial property that needs to be rezoned. Having
been in the mortgage industry, I see the benefit. And I guess, and I know there are people that go without agents. I get that. I'm just saying for me personally, Zeb and I have an agent that we love. We use her for all of our transactions. She helped us buy this house. She did the commercial transaction for us. She's done our little piddly things where she's made like $300 because we just bought some cheap land. And she treats us with the same kind of care and concern on a little transaction as a big transaction. And she's a friend of ours. We call her Guido. We're like, Guido, our real estate agent. She's taking care of us. Because she has had to go to bat for us a few times. And she's not afraid to do that. And not all real estate agent and title companies are created equal. So I'm sure that there are times when maybe it's not beneficial, but we've been really lucky.
She actually bought furniture from us before we ever bought a house.
Oh yeah, that's how I know her. It's a vintage world.
We used to refinish furniture.
And I think she might be slightly neurodivergent, which is probably why we get along really well, because I also am. So we never have to like sugarcoat anything. We literally just always say it like it is. And I love that. That is how I want to run my life.
For the most part, we actually find all the properties ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we just go through, we're like, hey, can you work this up? And she'll contact.
She did find this house for us.
She did. She found this.
She must have been inspired because she was like, just go look at it. I want to go look at it. So can we just go look at it?
We weren't looking for this much work.
Well, we didn't even think we could qualify to buy a house. So we had kind of looked, but we weren't looking actively at the time. And she got us to look at this house because she's like, I just really want to go see it. So I need a client to go with me, and we're friends.
I feel like she just said that because she's like, I think you guys could do this.
Yeah, I guess so. But then we talked to her broker and he's like, no, I can make this financing work. You guys can, let me talk to this one lender because it's a broker. So you had to talk to lender. Let me tell them your situation, self-employed. Our credit wasn't as great back then. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't that great at all. And he's like, I'll get back to you. And sure enough, he's like, yeah, we can do the financing. It was tricky. There was one lender that would even lend to us. So we had to, like, when you don't have backup, that's always scary. But it worked out. We closed a week late, as always. Zeb and I had to put in some work. We had to get the sellers, it was an estate, so there are multiple sellers. We had to get them to sign stuff last minute to get it to close, and Zeb and I were driving all over town getting signatures.
Yeah, we like drove usually that's something your realtor would do, but she was
busy.
She was like, I'm not going to make it for that. I'm like, we'll do it. Where's the paperwork?
Yeah, it was good because I feel like we got to sit down and meet the son of the owner, because the lady had passed away that owned this house, and we got to meet the son and talk to him for a while, and he's actually doesn't live too far from here, so it wound up being good. Thank you. This color is really pretty. So Americana Cottage color has a built-in sealer, so as soon as this is dry, we're going to be ready to transfer on it. And it probably would have taken more than 2 coats, but I lightly sanded it. The first coat was kind of ugly, and then the second coat is really just giving me full coverage.
So I actually have a friend that he's looking to consolidate all his stuff and move out of the area. And they have, I think they have 20 acres out by where we have our 5. And he's put a big cabin, like a 1,500 square foot cabin that's really nice. It was there, but he's added onto it and done a really good job making it look like all one house. It's basically a house in the woods. And he's like, I just can't sell this. Like, if nothing's happening with it. I'm like, I'll give you the name of our gal. Well, and he talked with her, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna do it, because he's done a lot of like house flipping. And they've never used a realtor. They've always done it themselves. And he's like, I just can't get this property to go. It's still off grid. He has solar and stuff out there, but he has to haul his water to it. And so it's kind of a unique,
I think he might have done
property.
Too much. So it's going to take the right person. Sometimes I think it's
there is power close. Like, the subdivision is being developed, but it's going to be another like 5-10 years before there's like power ran out to where our property is.
Sometimes I think it's better to just make it like a little bit better, but not a lot of bit better, because then you don't have to sell it for as much. And then somebody who's a dreamer can buy it.
Someone like us.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't always get the work out of it percentage wise.
They're a little farther ahead than we are, though. Like, they've been doing it longer, and their youngest daughter, I think, is a junior, Eliza's age. Yeah. So they're like a year away from like he's a retired fireman, and he's still working for the fire department, but he's retired now. But that's what he did on, like, because they do those long shifts, and then they have like a week off in between shifts, and that's what he did, is he flipped houses in between.
So I'm second coating my tray, and then I put this outside to dry. 2 coats is going to give me plenty of coverage on this. We might go a little bit long today just because we really got to get these projects finished. So we got to do it anyways. Might as well be live with you guys.
Well, are you wanting to go to the bins today, or are we just going to go hit up some Goodwills? Isn't it?
Oh, that's right. We can't go long because we need to go. Yeah.
Isn't it the Goodwills that are having?
Yeah, housewares. We got to go. So yeah, I guess we're not going to go over. I forgot about that.
Well, maybe a few minutes. It won't matter if we go a few minutes over.
Yeah, I want to at least get a transfer on something. And I'm doing what I call batch painting. A lot of people are like, oh, it's all painted the same color. It doesn't matter. It's not all going to live in the same house. It's not even going to all be in the same spot in the shop. I do this a lot. I'll pick like 1 or 2 colors. You can really get a lot more projects done if you don't pick 800 colors to finish them in. And then you have less paintbrushes to wash. All right, can you throw that outside?
Yep.
Well, don't throw it, but
come on.
You know. You're probably wondering, why does Jamie have a paper towel down? Because I have paint all over this, and I don't want to get paint. I mean, I can get it off with a magic eraser, but I'm trying not to get paint on the bottom of my platters. Missy, my husband asks me every year at tax time, do you want to know how much your horses cost this year? I tell him, nope.
Horses are like a labor of love. Yeah. They are so expensive. Just getting them shoed. Like, how often do you have to reshoe a horse? About once a month, every month and a half?
I don't know. My brother-in-law is a farrier because that's how they pay for their horses. My sister and my brother-in-law have had horses all my life. And it's something that's really important to them. And, you know,
They just love the horses, even if they like. He did have a couple of horses that were making him money because he would breed them. But
oh, Moonshine was a good old boy. He made a lot of babies. He was funny. All right, so just note to you guys, if you're going to paint silver and you're deciding what silver to buy, the ruffled edge, if you'd like to not paint over the edge, it's much more complicated than this round. I'm like getting it done in record time, so much easier to like just cut along the edge. And I'm not worried about perfection. If it slightly goes over the edge, it's fine. I do my best.
what was your vision on this little cabinet?
To put some paper in the back.
Oh yeah.
I don't even think you need to like paint it. I think you could just put rice paper in the back and then just paint the outside, because I think painting the inside is going to be a pain in the derriere.
What time is it?
It is 10:58.
Oh,
We can go to 10.
Let me see
let's say we go to 11:15. Do we go riding often? I do not. My sister lives in, or maybe you're asking Missy. My sister lives in Arizona, so I have not ridden a horse since I was probably a teenager. Odelia loves to ride horses. That's the one thing she always told her. She's like, my daddy never bought me a horse. Sorry, Odelia. Our kids are not deprived, I'll tell you that. They're not spoiled rotten, but they're not doing without much. Even when we didn't have a lot of money, Zeb and I were always really good at making ends meet and trading or doing whatever we had to do to get things for our kids. All right, that one's done. That's why this business got started, to pay for dance and football. Like if it wouldn't have been for the love of my children, Jamie Ray Vintage probably would have never come about. But I had to have a side hustle to pay for those things, because we have 5 kids, and I never wanted them to say, oh, because mom and dad had so many kids, we were not able to like afford and do things. I never wanted them to resent being in a big family. And not that everybody has a capability of paying for all the things, but that was just in the forefront of my mind. And I was already doing mortgages, but I needed to come up with a little extra cash. And that is when I started painting furniture and selling it in Facebook buy-sell trade groups. And that was actually when Redrick was a baby, and he just turned 14. So that was probably about 13 years ago. What are you drinking? Oh, this is just it says Nuri Ultra Filtered Milkshake Protein. It's honestly not my favorite. I prefer Fairlife, but my kids don't like this. And so I drink it. Some people really love these, but I'm trying to finish them out. I actually prefer a collagen shake that you mix yourself, but when I'm in a hurry, which seems to be a lot lately, I just grab whatever protein shake is in the fridge. And I know myself, I know that I'm not always going to take the time to make a collagen shake. I like collagen from Costco. So I just always make sure I have protein shakes. And I had taken my vitamins that I take that have like natural caffeine in them and all the rest of the things this morning, and I hadn't eaten breakfast. I was like, I don't think they want to see me caffeinated but not fed. So I grabbed this real quick out of the fridge. I am by no ways a nutrition expert. Last night for dinner, I ate 2 Jack in the Box tacos and a Snickers. It was actually very tasty.
Okay.
Oh, that's a pretty paper.
These are from this month's subscription.
Do not let me forget. I need to text Bethany and make sure we're good for stencils for next month's subscription.
Don't forget to text Bethany.
Oh, shoot.
I feel like I've been running errands this whole video.
That must have still been slightly damp there because it like pulled the paint up.
Oh, did you not let it dry?
Yeah. Yeah. When I'm done getting a second coat on this, I'm going to go check my toolbox because that's what I really want to work on. Do you get hangry? Yeah, sometimes. But I'm pretty good. I've gotten a lot better at like regulating my blood sugar and also like eating frequently. And I'm pretty good. She
doesn't really eat like big meals anymore. She just little snacks all day long. I'm a
grazer, but I'll tell Zeb, like when I say I can't work under these conditions, he knows that we need to feed me. and I will stop and eat. It's a very real thing.
I keep almonds and cashews in the truck.
Yeah, we always have snacks.
For me and for her.
Yep.
Cashews are actually my favorite. That or like a good sweet pecan.
And some mornings are different. Like this morning, like last night, I didn't eat a big dinner, so I was pretty hungry when I woke up, and that's why I made sure to get a protein shake. Sometimes I'm not even hungry till like 11 because I've eaten a lot of food the night before.
Yeah, but then you get to work and you're like, oh, I should have eaten.
Have you ever renovated a doll's house? No, but I do have one waiting.
We have one that actually needs to go. If you guys remember, it's probably been 6 months. That big old huge dollhouse we got, like, I guess it was probably April. It was warmer.
I want to do a dollhouse, but I think I just need to get a smaller one. That one's like Barbie sized. So I probably will just donate that one and get something more manageable.
We could take it today.
But what if I do get to it?
Take it back to the Goodwill we got it from.
It's an hour drive to get tacos. I feel that. We used to could only get them when we left Utah, but now we have a Jack in the Box 15 minutes from our house. And it's like such an $1.29 and you can get 2 tacos. Like Zeb and I can eat for like under $5. That's a cheap guilty pleasure. At least if it's not going to provide any actual nutrition, at least it's not costing real actual money. All right. I'm going to put these outside, see if I can get them dry.
Are you implying that those tacos aren't good for me?
I'm not even sure those tacos are food.
Just measuring this out so it fits in the back of this little cabinet. Good.
See all this paint on the bottom of here? If I hadn't laid that paper towel down, it would have been on the bottom of my trays. I gotta go see what transfers I got.
I think I can get away with doing this with just one paper. I brought 2 just in case, but I think I can do top and bottom and just do a continuation down. Hopefully you guys didn't get bored with all of our real estate talk. It's on our mind. We're really hoping this deal goes. It would be a lot of fun to go and just put a little road out on this one. And we already, you know, before we even own a place, we're like, we would put this here and do this, and this is where the fence would go, and, you know, that kind of stuff. You guys were talking about dreamers earlier. We're dreamers. Okay.
All
right,
bust out
that will
brocante.
fit.
It's got some birds I want to use.
So that is 4 and almost an 8. We'll call it 3/16.
Is this a paint palooza today too? Well, it's a paint until we get done or done-ish, because we do need to get to filming, so we might have to paint some later. I can finish projects while Zeb's working on taxes. Ooh, that's pretty. Ah!
So this takes a little extra time to do it like this, where you're like insetting something like in the back of a cabinet or something, or a hutch, but the look is very cool.
For sure. I'm a mess. Sure, I'm going to put the birds on here. So I'm going to get those on here first, and then I'll decide what else to put on here. I love that your ruler is supersized. It's actually a vintage. It's American Breeder Service, DeForest, Wisconsin, home of superior genetics in beef, dairy, and horses.
Yeah. But it's 4 feet. It's not like even a yardstick. It's 4 feet long, which is awesome.
I'm going to go get a transfer stick.
Okay, so 5 7/8. Remember that.
5 7/8. Got it. I'm like brown head to toe. I didn't realize that. Like this is kind of, oh, that's just dust. This is like a dark brown, and then I got a chocolate brown leggings. Like a chocolate bar. Fiona says, I'm an engineer, so I genuinely appreciate the massive ruler.
What kind of engineering?
Is that a lady toolbox? It's actually for craft.
Yeah, she sheds. That's a she box.
It's for whoever. I mean, whoever bought it probably knows that we were going to do something.
It's for holding crafting supplies.
I got to find little knobs at the shop for it. And if I can't find what I want.
You got to finish that one because that's what I titled the video.
Oh, the toolbox?
Toolbox craft supply makeover.
So I don't even remember what I paid for it. Maybe $5 because it was on half off day. And we sold it for $99, which some of that will be shipping because the website won't charge enough. But I want to make sure I make it really special for whoever bought it. I knew that it would be a pain in the butt, and so I charged.
Do we have cast iron pulls anywhere?
Oh, in the shop. I might use cast iron, yeah. And it's going to last forever. Like, a very solid piece.
That's just sitting in there. We got to get it decoupaged in, but how cool is that?
Off camera, I will also paint the bottom, even though it doesn't need it, just because this is a little rusty. Whoever buys this, I would suggest putting like felts on the bottom. Keep it from sitting on whatever.
You don't have the liquid patina out, do you?
I don't. It's in there though. I saw it.
Nope. Oh my goodness, right on the top.
Right where you needed it to be. We've got birds on here. We're getting there. Now I need to decide what else I want to put on here. I wanted to have the birds kind of sitting on the second drawer with their tails on the third one. So I just need to maybe something here or there. I don't know. It would be cute even just the way that it is, but. I wonder if I just cut this in half and do half and half. I might do that.
Okay, liquid patina. We were out the other day, and this is definitely my favorite thing to use for decoupage. You can use other stuff, but this is like thick. It's got a good matte finish on it. So if you want it matte, you can, or you can put like a high gloss sealer over the top of that once you get it adhered, but it just works like I want it to every time. So I'm just putting a coat of this down in the bottom, and then we'll lay this in. This is the rice paper. Make sure that we're getting everything lined up right. If you've got a darker finish, paint it beforehand with a lighter finish, unless you want that dark to come through, because it will moody up the image with whatever, because the paper's thin enough. Once you adhere it to whatever is underneath it, it's going to show that color through, and like a good bright white will help it maintain the original color that it was.
So I cut an image on half, and I'm using half on this side and the other half on this side to kind of create a complete picture, and then I'm going to probably do some butterflies on here. I've got some, I think is it Millet's Pages? I've got some butterflies left from that. And I've actually used the top of this particular piece of transfer on something else.
Kind of got raised up along the edge. I'm just using the brush to kind of mash it back down into the corner. Worked good. Okay, I'm gonna go set this outside to dry. That is on there and adhered.
What's the difference between liquid patina and Mod Podge?
I feel like it's thinner than Mod Podge.
It's less plasticky.
Yeah.
It's like a higher quality. It's also all natural, and it's also a transfer medium. But to me, it's just like it's less plasticky, so it works better, in my opinion. And I have used a lot of Mod Podge in my day, so kind of an expert. I wish I had liquid patina back in the day. I took an entire TV stand and decoupaged 17 magazines on it, and then I hot glued heart buttons on it. It was quite the deal. I was 16. I think you saw that. Didn't you see that?
Yeah, that lived in your house.
I lived in my bedroom. Yes, Zeb used the crystal clear chandelier liquid patina on the rice paper. It is also nice because it's thicker. You can use any top coat to kind of decoupage with, but for the rice paper, you kind of need a thicker top coat, in my opinion. Sometimes we'll even put if we want it to be shiny, we'll put final finishes over the top of the liquid patina, and we just use that to give it a little more sheen. I typically do the final finishes on my silver trays. Thanks. I think this little cabinet is turning out pretty cute. I knew it would be fun. I just knew it would be a little bit more work, but that's all right.
Oops. Straightening out my brush strokes around this round clock face is fun.
Kind of making sure it's all down, but like separating it in the cracks here. I'll show you guys again where we're at. So getting a little scene here. Has there ever been a manly IOD? Yeah, so there's fish. And there was one that was more like steampunk, but it wasn't very popular. They retired
it. Was like a traveling one, but they got retired pretty quick. Because let's be honest, most people that are using Iron Orchid designs are not men.
Just know the IOD is smart, and if something was super profitable, they'd be doing it. So if they're not doing it, it's because it wasn't as profitable as they might have hoped. Let's see. I wonder if I can do some words here. So far, I've only used Brocant, but I am going to switch over to Millets in a second. I'm just using some words on the bottom here.
I think this is the last coat, and then this is going to get a distress, covering up that dark wood. Just taking a couple coats with this lighter plaster. It is covering well.
Use your little fingernail and clean it off the gold.
Yeah, well, probably what I like to do is get a damp paper towel over the top of my fingernail so I don't scratch anything. That's smart. That helps get in the corners good too, without necessarily taking the paint off from where I want it to be.
Do any of you use internet and no cable? We do not have cable. We have not had cable TV in...
Oh, it's probably been...
Now, we do pay for about 1 billion streaming services, and we probably could cut that back.
Not 1 billion, but like 4.
But the reason why we haven't cut it back is because there's just so many people in our house that watch different things. There's certain things my mom likes. But yeah, absolutely, you don't need cable TV.
I mean, unless you're real into the news, but I think
even
local,
then you can get that on YouTube now.
Yeah, local news is just on, they're like airing their stuff on YouTube, at least here in Utah. It's all right there. They like do a live stream with their broadcast, and it's the same.
I watch the Food Network, so we get Discovery, and we like Star Trek, so we pay for Paramount. And we have Netflix. I don't know why. We do not pay for Hulu anymore, much to my family's dismay. But there's a lot of live.
Hulu had all the sports.
I probably need to cancel it. I also have BritBox to watch British TV, but I haven't watched it in a while. That's like an addition to, and then we have Amazon Prime because we just have Amazon Prime. So you kind of have to decide which.
Well, now that Netflix has the Great British Baking Show.
Yeah. Oh, that's not staying still. Don't.
All right, I'm going to stop fussing with this and let the self-leveling do its thing. Taking her back out. You want me to see if your trays are dry?
I got a tray in here that I can put one on real quick so that way they can see it. Okay, I need to get millets. Give me some butterflies. So this is millets. It's got 8 pages of
These are nice and dry. I'd let them cool down so that the paint doesn't pull up when you're trying to transfer.
See, you said there's manly stuff. Here's some fish. We got bugs, mushrooms.
Are bugs manly? I got a niece that spends her whole day catching bugs and lizards.
I don't know. Well, I don't really think, I wouldn't say bugs are feminine. Here's the butterflies. I've used these a lot. Can you tell? Although you have a cousin that wanted, we did a high chair for her at the house. She wanted fish, so it's pink with fish.
She wanted fish on her pink high chair. All right. All my projects are outside drying. Should I paint the outside of that cabinet? Or do we want to just like do like an oil wax or something on it?
It's your project now. I just said it would get a makeover, so.
I just kind of like the light wood on it.
I'll show you guys this when I'm done. It's just hard. I have to do it where I can like see my layout good. And I probably could have got away without the extra butterflies, but I just like them. So whenever I'm working on something, I'm always trying to make it like how I like it, what I would put in my house. So I go a little extra. It's all right by me. Here's my, so I definitely am going to put some butterflies on the top.
What do you guys think? You need to like dry brush something on this. This is not going to scrape off well because it's not glass.
Oh.
Is it too blonde on blonde on
Well, what
blonde?
you could do is just paint the top and don't paint the lip.
Just right here on the face of the cabinet?
And then just stress it to bring back that natural wood, and that would be fine.
Like not the sides?
No, you can paint the whole thing. Just don't go in the lip.
Oh, gotcha.
Just go flush.
I'm like, you said just the top. Well, I was like, wait a second. That's going to not be what I want.
Well, did I paint the inside of this? No, I am not painting the inside. This is staying utilitarian. Ain't nobody got time for that. Plus, this is going to have a lot of crap thrown in it. I hope whoever gets it uses it for their craft supplies or whatever. And I hope it gets lots of Good quality use. So I'm just going to wash the inside out. I didn't get to scrubbing that before I got started. I just washed the outside after I sanded it. Actually, before and after I sanded it, it had a little bit of smudging. I'm going to put this butterfly kind of like it's sitting on the handle here. This one. Hold on, sorry guys, I gotta turn this around. There we go. And I think that's gonna do it for me. I will probably lightly distress it because I know it's gonna get like scratched over time, but I'll just go around the edges and then I'm just gonna wax over the top of the transfers because they are stuck very well on here. Where's my sandpaper?
That's the question of the day right now.
And I think I'm going to use the smallest cast iron black knobs that we carry. And I think that will complete that situation. I think this sandpaper is too tough. So all right, I won't sand it on camera because I'm going to need 320, but I'll flip this around for you guys so you can see it again.
You know, I was just thinking about like over here lost in my paint thoughts and flipping land.
Yes.
I don't even think I ever put the video. We filmed us doing that last summer.
Up? I don't think
I never put it up. I think I
did.
still have the footage somewhere. I'll have to look and check.
So just picture this lightly distressed on the edges. This one is all done.
That would.
And I'm going to leave the handle unpainted because I like it. And is it perfect? No, but that's fine also because I like it. I just painted up like on this edge, but I left the handle metal. Kind of an homage to the fact that it originally lived its life as a crusty old toolbox in somebody's garage. I would buy one of those again. That turned out cute. 10 out of 10.
So if you want to see things like flipping land and that, we do have some of those videos on the Jamie and Zeb channel. That's
you want to see that part of our life.
That's where that goes to live.
Yep.
If you guys are just joining, if you feel like you want to hype us up, the new hype button.
Live.
Oh, it's not available when we're live. Oh, so when it goes up on our edited videos, it should show up.
Yeah. So I'm using some more clementine. I love this transfer. I'm glad that we're not sold out because I will be grabbing another one for myself. Because I'm going to be using it year round, not just at Christmas. I'm going to find the center, put the rose in the center. And then once I get these placed, I might see if I want to put some gold on here, but I don't remember exactly what gold we have. Where's my...
So I'm using garden sage is what this is on this cabinet. And I'm just going to do, it's soaking it up. It's like almost like a balsa wood. It's very light little wood cabinet. But it is soaking this paint up. So I think just a light distress afterwards. It's the Cottage color with the built-in sealer. So no stress on the sealer. You can just distress and it'll be done.
For those of you that are like, why are they painting silver-plated trays? We started doing it a few months ago.
The trays weren't selling before we did it, but man, they're not staying in stock now.
We have some like heavier duty ones that I'm like, oh, I don't want to paint those.
I wouldn't do those. Those are good. Like
I'm going to maybe polish them. But I'm going to go through our silver again and find the lighter, less expensive ones and then maybe redo those and paint them. I'm probably not likely to do like a pitcher because I just think silver pitchers with flowers in them are so pretty as is. But never say never. Oh, not there.
Depends on how much cheap silver we find in England. We find a lot, actually.
I'm not buying anything in England that needs to be remade.
No.
Maybe I'll.
Occasionally we buy stuff that needs repairs. Which reminds me, I got all that copper I need to go through and be like, is this going to be worth repairing, or do we just like clean it up a little bit and sell it as is for decor? Some of them are like really great pieces, but they got a hole in the bottom, or like a little pinhole or something, so they won't hold water. I was going to try to braze them back together, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I love using these foils on the trays. They just look really good. I used silver last time. This time I'm going to use gold because I've got this gold lip.
Okay, so this subscription paper that I used is currently available. It is the September subscription paper, but it's only available until the 12th. Then we get everything shipped out and we start a new one on the 13th.
Did that work, what I suggested?
It's going to be okay once I distress it.
Okay. Let me just get some gold foils on here so people can see what I'm talking about. With gold and silver foils, you want to just use your tool flush parallel to the piece. Don't use corners. And you don't have to push so hard. Just look nice and flat. Go over the areas where you want the gold to come off. And if you accidentally don't get it to transfer, try again. But don't overwork it, because you can get the gold from the not gold area, if that makes sense, like the not design area, to transfer. But
do you have like a paper to distress with? Or sand?
I didn't. That's why I didn't distress my big toolbox there.
Actually, I still got a wet spot. You got a heat gun out? No heat gun yet?
I have not needed a heat gun. All right, do you see? I got my gold on there. Like, how good is that? And you don't even have to use this. We have lots of gold foil transfers that you can put on.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different
silver
ones.
And if you didn't have gold on the edge, you could also like paint it and then put like golden ticket or golden rule on the edge if you wanted to.
That's cool. That's really fun with the gold on there and then the gold rim.
Yeah, I knew when I bought these what I wanted to do with them, actually. I was like, oh. The rest of them I knew I was going to paint them, but I knew I wanted to put gold foil transfers with it. I just hope they come out with more silver, because the silver is just going to be so good when we do these platters or any kind of silver to kind of carry that design element through.
All right.
So I will seal over the top of this with final finishes, probably in gloss or satin, depending on what I have. Although I think you took my final finishes when we did that table. Ta-da! All right, are you all done?
I'm just going to distress this, but yes, I'm done.
Okay.
My cabinet's mostly finished. It needs distress, but it's drying.
I will work on another one. I thought I had one. I'm now officially to that part where I made a giant mess with everything.
Oh, that's good with that dark color coming through.
I thought I had, oh, I just had it open. Okay. I never thought of it. Cynthia says my shirt's funny because I've lost weight. More of God, less of me. That is a little tongue-in-cheek funny there. It's not quite where I was going with it, but more of what he wants for me versus what I want for me. So that looks centered to you before I push it down.
Yeah. It's kind of asymmetrical, so you're good.
It's a little bit complicated sometimes. The worst case scenario, I can add some butterflies if I need to like balance it out. Actually, I'm going to put silver foil on here. I will get all of these trays done eventually, but this is going to be my last project. I'm calling after this. We really need to go get our video done, and I can do this while the kids are home this evening.
It's a good project to come hang out in the kitchen while they're all having their snack dinner.
Yeah, and what they bring 52
They
friends
basically
over.
have 2 dinners when they come home from
I
school.
also do a lot of photography while the kids are here because I got to get all the thrift haul photographed. And
They come home from school, they eat a ton, like they're starving to death, and then they go to football, and then they come home and eat more.
yeah,
I'm going to give this a little bit of a wet distress because I can see like a little streaky here and there where that 220 caught on this wood. I want it to look like it's just worn from being moved around on the shelf
well, that looks good.
rather than I attacked it with a piece of sandpaper.
That happened to me the other day. I had to repaint some pieces of a piece because I was like, nope, I don't like the way that distressed.
You can do this for a little while right after you paint the cottage colors. If you wait for like a day or so or let it sit overnight, you're probably not going to be able to do any kind of wet distressing. It won't be your friend. I mean, either that or like maybe a Brillo pad to it.
It's going to take me a while because this paint's really fresh. AC Excavation is always peeling down our road. I'm about ready to call there. It's not been like isolated events. It's starting to be a little more, and I'm pushing it. Sorry. This, you guys probably couldn't hear it, but some truck just peeled down our road. And we live close enough to a corner that they have to really be getting up.
You got to get after it.
It's a stop. And the way that it's not a stop, they'd have to turn. So they're either running through that stop sign or really just getting after it. And what's the purpose? Oh, good grief. I'm going to sit down for this. It's going to be a minute.
Did you not let that one cool down? Is it warm still? Sometimes if it's warm,
it's just fresh.
It makes the paint a little softer till it cools down.
I'm going to start from the other direction. Where there's some larger elements. Sometimes you just got to be patient.
It's hard for you.
I am not. I'm learning in my older age to just go with the process. It's hard when you're on live TV because you feel like you got to be fast and interesting or else you're going to lose people. But if people are still watching by now, I guess I've piqued their interest.
They're waiting to see the finished projects.
Well, when you're done with that, you can arrange them so you can show them all, and I'll just keep working on this.
Okay. I can mostly be done. I'm just cleaning off a little bit of, I got some.
All right, if you guys need paint and products, don't forget you can pick those up at jamierayvintage.com. Liking, sharing is all super big helpful. Commenting on our videos. People are always like, I can't shop, but how can I help you? Commenting, watching, sharing, all of that helps us. Watching the ads or having YouTube read helps us a ton. Every view counts for us, and we appreciate that.
I gotta get the handles on this still. It's not dry.
Yeah, and I gotta get handles on my big toolbox, but you can grab that and show that to them.
Yeah, they can see what that's gonna be.
Let your paint dry overnight, or at least for a few hours. That'll make your life a lot easier. Trust me.
All right, we're gonna go flying real quick.
You're just gonna have to
Imagine
picture this
that
with
one.
the plastic off of it. I'm working on it. You got my other plate? Okay.
Yep, I got your other one to show them up here. I'm gonna distress this.
A lorry is a semi truck, Vicky. A lorry, I think that's what they call them in Europe, or at least in England.
Yeah, England.
Like a big truck.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I think
All right.
that's it for today.
If you guys like this, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Chamber Vintage for more
DIY.
thrifting. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.